Normally, whenever we see any e-commerce website, we see some slider UI element like this, in which we can slide the price or some other parameters as well. So this is the slider UI element. So if you see, there is minimum slider and there is a maximum slider. So by using this slider UI element, we can set the range. We can set the range for various parameters as per the website. So by using Selenium automation script, how we can perform the slider movement, that we will see. So it is similar to drag and drop, but there are some difference. Again, we will use action chains class, and by using action chains class only, we will perform this operation. So let's say what operation we will do. I want to slide this minimum slider. So as soon as the page loads, whenever the page gets loaded, they are present at some certain position. If you see, minimum slider is present at some position and this maximum slider is present at certain location. Now both are present at certain locations, and the location is basically x and y coordinates. If you take x axis, which is horizontal axis, y axis, which is vertical axis, so every element which is present on the UI has some x coordinate and y coordinate. And if you want to locate that coordinates, we can use one method that we will see practically how we can use that method to get the location of any specific UI element present on the web page. So that will give us x coordinate and y coordinate. And once you receive the location of that UI element or that specific coordinates, we can move this slider according to that. For example, let's say this slider is having some specific x and y coordinate here. This is the minimum slider. So if I want to move the slider by, let's say, 10 pixels, then we can just simply add it 10 pixels and we can move to the right side here. If you want to move to left side, we can again from the current location, let's say current location is 100, and if you give or if you use plus 10, then we can move by plus 10 here. If you use minus 10, we can move in opposite direction. Similarly for maximum slider as well, we can move this slider by using certain method that we will see practically along the coordinates. But one thing we have to note here, this is a horizontal slider. So for this slider, for minimum slider or maximum slider, y coordinate location will be fixed because they are at the same level. If you see, both of these are having the same level vertically. Only the x coordinate will change. If you see, only the x coordinate is changing. Y coordinate will remain same because we are moving it only in horizontal direction. We can move these sliders only in horizontal direction and not in the vertical direction. So we have to change only the x coordinate, or we have to move the sliders in the direction of only x coordinate. We can either add some x coordinate and we can move at this direction, or we can use negative x coordinate and we can move in opposite direction. So that we will see practically. So we have to remember that depending, suppose there is a vertical slider, we have to move the y axis coordinate and not the x axis. So now let's see practically what we will do after this page loads. So we will open this website by using Selenium automation script. We will get the location of this minimum slider. We will get location of this maximum slider. Location means it will give us x and y coordinate. And after that we will use one method and we will try to move these sliders, both the sliders. So current value, if you see after opening the web page, it is 75 to 300. That is the range. And by using script, what we will do, we will move, let's say, this slider by certain amount and this slider in this direction. That is the use case which we want to automate. So that's we will see about how to move sliders by using Selenium script. Again, in this we will use action chains class. So let's go to PyCharm. In PyCharm, I am creating a new Python file. Let's name it as slider demo. So we have created one Python file and named it as slider demo file. I'm going to use some basic code. I'm just copying and pasting it here. So this code is basically importing some WebDrivers. We have imported some packages like WebDriver, options class, service class. Then we have created options class object and we have added experimental option detach value as true, and we are passing that object while creating driver instance. So we have added this to keep the browser open even after the script end. If you keep it false, then browser instance will automatically get closed. We have also created service class object in which we have passed executable path, that is the path of browser chromedriver.exe file, that is the browser driver. And then we have created driver instance of WebDriver in which we are passing service class object and options class object. So this is the basic code. After that we will open driver.get. So I am just going to open this URL. So which URL we are going to open? So this is the URL which we are going to open. That will open the UI of the slider. Then we will maximize the window. And along with that I can simply add some implicit wait as well, in case if page loading gets some time. I'm just adding 10 seconds as an implicit wait. Okay, so after this the web page gets opened. So once we launch the script, it will open the browser and it will open this URL, open this page. So we can see the slider here, right? So as soon as this page gets opened, we want to capture the location of minimum slider and maximum slider. So these are the two elements. So first we have to find these two elements. So now I am going back to PyCharm. I am going to locate those two elements. So I am just naming it as minimum slider and another one is max slider. We can find it by using driver.findElement by dot. Let's try to find out some locator for this minimum as well as maximum slider. So let's try to find out some locator for this. I'm just going to copy the XPath directly. So copy, right click, copy XPath. And let's put that XPath here. So I am just pasting the XPath here. We have to just remove these double quotes and put some single quotes here. So this is the XPath for minimum slider. And let's now find out XPath for maximum slider element. So I am just highlighting it, right click, copy XPath, driver.findElement by dot XPath. So this is the XPath for maximum slider. So what we have done is here, after loading the page, we have located minimum slider button and maximum slider button. If you see, we have located this one and this one. We are capturing that web element. After capturing that web element, now we have to find the location of those two elements. And the location means we want to find out what is the x coordinate and y coordinate of those element. So for getting those information, we have to first, so let's use finding location. So to find out the location, we can use one method. So what I will do, I will just print location of main slider element is comma I will create one variable, let's say main underscore location, in which I will find out the location. So what is the method? The method is that web element, that is the minimum slider, dot location. So this method will return the location of minimum slider element. Similarly, we can find out location for max slider as well. So this will return location for max slider, and after that what I will do, I will simply print those location. Location of minimum slider and location of maximum slider element is, here we will simply print the location. Now let's execute this and let's check out what location it returns. So I am just going to run this file. So when we execute this file, it will launch the web browser. It will maximize the window, and then it will open that web page. And let's see on the console whether it has printed the location or not. So if you see on the console, location of minimum slider element is, so if you see, x coordinate is 202, y coordinate is 46, location for maximum slider element is x coordinate 808 and y coordinate 46. So this is basically returning the data in the format of dictionary. We have seen the dictionary data type. Dictionary contains in the form of key and some value. So this is the x coordinate and this is the y coordinate for minimum slider element. This is again x coordinate for maximum slider and y coordinate for maximum slider element. So that is giving us the location of both the elements. So I am just copying those and let's paste it here. So this is before moving. So this is the elements before moving the slider. So I am just pasting those here. That is the location. As soon as the web page loads, it gives the x and y coordinate, that is the location of minimum slider and maximum slider. If you see, y coordinate is same for both of them. Why it is same? Because horizontal, we can only move this horizontally. Both are at the same level. If you see, both are in the same line. That means vertically their position is same, right? So both are having the same vertical position. That means y-axis is, they are having the same height in the y-axis. They are having the same y-axis coordinate. Both of them are having same y-axis coordinate. But x-axis are different because they are apart from each other. X-axis will be different. So if you reduce the x-axis for this element, it will move in this direction. If you increase the x-axis of this element, then it will go in this direction. For maximum slider element, if you increase the x coordinate value, then it will move in this direction, right direction. And if you reduce the x coordinate for maximum slider, it will go in left direction. Correct? So now what we will do, if you see current location of x, that is the minimum slider element, is 202, and for y, for maximum slider element, it is 808. So we want minimum slider to slide in the right direction first. So we have to increase the value of x coordinate, and for this one we want to reduce it. So we will use negative value for maximum slider element. So for that we have one method. So before that we have to create action class object. So let's create action class object, action change class object. in which we have to pass driver instance. We have to import this action chains class. If you hover on it, we have to import this action chains. So it will import from selenium.webdriver. We are importing action chains. After creating the object, we can use one method, that is act.drag and drop by offset. In previous session we have used only drag and drop method, but in this slider element we have to move the element in certain offset, that is certain element pixels. For example, we have to move this slider for x coordinate now. So we have to use this method, drag and drop by offset, in which we have to pass 3 parameters, in which we can pass which element we want to move, that is minimum location. So this is the element which you want to move. After that, comma. After that, we have to provide x coordinates by which we want to move it. Now let's say I want to move it by 50 pixels. So what I will do, or let's say 100 pixels. So I want to move the x-axis by 100 pixels. And then y-axis will not be moved because we can move this slider only in horizontal direction. We cannot move it in vertical direction. So we don't have to provide any y-axis here. So you can either provide 0 or you don't provide at all. And after that, let's say what happens. So this is for minimum slider, and similarly we have to use same method for maximum slider as well. Don't have to use minimum location here, but the element which we want to move. So it will be min slider, that is the element which we want to move, max slider. So I'm just using that web element. So we have to provide that element, web element, which will be moved in the x coordinates by 100 pixels. So it will move it by 100 pixel in right side. Y coordinates we are not going to move because it will only move in horizontal direction, that slider is. And for maximum slider, we can move in both the direction. If you give positive, it will move in the right direction, but this time I will, let's say, providing negative. So it will move in the left direction by that many pixels. And just to confirm, after this we can again find the location of minimum location and maximum location. Location of, after moving this, we will again try to print location of both the variables. So we will find out after moving the location is changed or not. So it will find out location of minimum slider of element after movement. Let's say after moving is, it will give us location after moving as well as before moving. So this is basically before moving or before sliding. It will give the locations before sliding and it will give location after sliding. Also we can add some time.slip so that it will not happen very fast. So I will just provide some time here. Time.slip, let's add 5 seconds time. We have to import time as well. So now let's execute this file and let's check the output. So I am just launching this or running this file. It will launch the website. It will open the browser. It will maximize the window. We have forgotten one thing. Nothing has happened. If you see the console, there is no error, right? There is no error. No error occurred. And if you see the position before moving and after moving is exactly the same. Nothing has changed because we have created the action here. Last time also we have seen this. We have created these actions, but we haven't performed it. So we have to use .perform as well. We forgot to add .perform. So just creating the actions will not perform those. we have to add this dot perform as well. So now let's execute this file and let's check this out. So now let's execute this file. It will launch the web browser. It will maximize the window. It will wait for 5 seconds and then it is sliding the sliders. If you see, the amount is changed and the position is also changed. We have moved it by 100 pixels. So this was moved earlier here. It was moved by 100 pixels in right side, and maximum slider was moved in left direction by 100 pixels. We have used -100 there. If you see, and we can print, we can see the output here as well. This is the output of location of minimum slider element before moving is 202 and 46. After movement it is 301 and 46. So though we have provided 100 pixels, sometimes there might be a minor difference there. So if you see 202 and 301, it is almost 100. Sometimes it may give some pixels minor difference in those, but it is almost that value. Similarly, if you see, for maximum slider element before moving it was 808 and after moving it is 708. That is the difference of 100 pixels in negative direction. So this is how we can move the slider in any direction which we want as per the requirement. Now let's say I am again changing the value. So for minimum slider I am providing 200 pixels, and for this maximum slider let's say -200. Now let's perform this file. Let's run this file. So it will launch the web browser. And let's see the slider now. It should move little bit more than the previous one. It should move by 200 pixels. If you see, it has automatically moved from one position to another. So this is how we can use action change class on the slider element. So this is the horizontal slider. That's why we have used, or we have moved by x-axis. If you see any vertical axis, in that situation, we just have to move by vertical y-axis coordinates. So in that situation we will provide only the y coordinates by which we want to move. So let's revise one more time. If you want to perform actions on slider, we want to move the slider in any direction, we can use one method, that is drag and drop by offset. In this we have to provide 3 parameters. Minimum slider, that is the element which you want to slide. If it is horizontal slider, then we have to provide the x-axis pixels or coordinates by which we want to move it. Since it's a x-axis only, we don't have to provide y-axis movement because we cannot move it in vertical direction for minimum slider as well as maximum slider. For both the slider we have to provide the values. Sometimes there can be only one slider as well, so we have to provide for only one. So thank you for watching this video. In the coming session we will see some interesting topic about Selenium.